Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of the Fishing Teacher, and man, I really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to watch the video and spend some time with me today. We are going to be talking about what is the best bass fishing rod today in terms of action on it. You can spend a dang fortune on fishing rods today, as far as you can have 20 different rod and reel lengths and actions. But I want to talk about today, guys, if you can buy one bass fishing rod to do all your bass fishing with, I'm going to show you what the best action would be and really talk about all the techniques you can fish just on this one rod. Also, guys, real quick today, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that Tackle Warehouse has got my Blocket throwback jig back in stock. You know, they were out of stock for the last couple weeks, but I just checked them yesterday, got them back in stock. There's a couple of them, there's only like one or two left, so they're selling, this run's selling out pretty quick here. So if you guys would like to get some, I'll put my throwback jig link in the description through Tackle Warehouse. You can order them there. And they've been getting fresh orders in about every 2 weeks. So, but I do know they got some in right now if you want to get them before they get sold out. And like I said, try this brown or green one. Brown or green is a really good color for the fall time of the year with either a brown or green chunk on. It's really good. Okay, guys, what is the best action, length, everything rod for bass fishing? Now, we're talking about Baitcaster today specifically. I'm not talking about spinning rod. The thing that you want to try to do, if you're a budget-oriented angler, is you want to try to minimize the number of rods that you have to, have them be multi-purpose. And the rod that I want to show you today, I think it's probably the biggest multi-purpose rod that you can own as a bass fisherman. And that's a medium-heavy 7-foot 2-inch baitcast rod. The one that I like, this is the Megabass Levante. This is the perfect pitch. It's called perfect pitch. I'll link this in the description of the video, guys. It's when you see the link there, it'll be the one that says 7 foot 2 inches. Like I said, 7 foot 2 inches, medium heavy. It doesn't say medium heavy, but the way that I classify rod and reels, I consider it a medium heavy in terms of the transition from the butt stiffness to the tip on there. Now, a lot of people have different, they talk in different terms and this and that. And people always tell me, "Oh, that's not the way it is, Randy. This is the way you're supposed to describe it." Whatever. The way that I classify rods is like medium, heavy, heavy. And this is a medium heavy 7.2 rod. Megabass Levante perfect pitch. Now let's talk, and it doesn't matter if you're using Megabass or whatever brand you like to use. The whole thing about it is going to that 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy. Now here's why. The 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy is the most versatile rod action in terms of allowing you to fish a lot of different bait categories on it. Because with a 7 foot 2 inch rod like this one here, I can fish crankbaits with it. I can fish spinnerbaits. I can fish chatterbaits. I can fish topwater lures. It's short enough where I can still have enough. I can get wrist action on it. I can do pitching and flipping with it. I can throw a football head jig. I can cast a jig. I can throw a swim bait. I can throw a glide bait. There's literally, I can't think of really any lure that you would normally throw with a bait cast outfit that I could not, serviceably fish with that 7.2 medium heavy. Now there may be some lures out there where a better, softer or stiffer tip action would be better. Say for example, if I was using a little bitty small crankbait and I really need a little bit more flex on the tip to cast it better, yeah, possibly. Or if I was flipping a 1 ounce jig, yeah, it may be a little soft on the tip. But guys, for 90% of your bass fishing, you could literally have that one rod. You could get a baitcast outfit, a baitcast reel, 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy, and just change your line size based upon the technique that you're fishing, and you would have a serviceable outfit without having to spend an arm and a leg on having a complete arsenal. One of the things about bass fishing, it's like the rod selection that you have has a lot to do with manipulation of the lure action, but some lures don't require manipulation. So let's say, for example, a lot of times if you're throwing a spinnerbait or a crankbait or chatterbait or some type of topwaters, you can pretty much get by without much wrist action on it. You can control the speed or retrieve just through your rod handle, stop and go, and that type of deal. You don't have to it doesn't require a lot of wrist action. But the thing about a 7.2, it's stiff enough to handle that big stuff, but it's also light enough to, if you're throwing a jerk bait or a Zara spook or something like that, where you have to twitch it a little bit, it's short enough where you can still get away with that. If you go to a longer rod, like a 7.5 or 7.6, it becomes very difficult to manipulate wrist action on that length of a rod. So, it's, yeah, ideally, ideally it would be great to have, you know, the rod to match every dang lure that you have in your boat, but who wants to carry 30 rods in their boat and spend tens of thousands of dollars, you know, having the exact rod for the exact situation? So if I had it, I tell you guys what, right off the bat, if you could just give me 2 rods to do all my bass fishing with, you give me a 6 foot 11 inch medium action spinning rod like that Megabass whip snake, and a 7 foot 2 inch medium heavy baitcast rod, I could probably fish all year long with that. Yeah, it may not be perfect under every situation, but I could probably get by with it. And I could probably fish all the tournaments that I do with just those 2 rods and make it work. So a lot of it just depends on your budget, if you got extra money to spend on it, but if you don't, that's what I would suggest. So anyway, guys, I'll link all that rod information in the description of the video. Just wanted to pass that info along to you. Talk to y'all later. See you.